Introducing the Yes! Welcome to You Don't Understand the Situation, starring me, Protege. Now, before we get started, I'm going to explain to you why I call myself Protege. You see, Protege is actually spelled Protegee, and that means under the influence of the influential person. I consider myself under the influence of creativity, so I call myself Protege, and I spell it Protejay. But enough about me. Okay, now it's time to talk about the show. You Don't Understand Situation is going to be a show that you've never seen before. This show is going to have several segments that we're going to show you. I'm going to be interviewing people who have been the odds, or people who are trying to make this world a better place. It's going to have segments like, it's called What's Your Situation, where we go out in the field and we ask different people like, what's going on, what's your situation, and then they tell us. Another segment we have is called What's the Sitch, where we talk about pop culture, relationships, and things like that. First off, I want to give a shout out to my partner Sloan. He doesn't like to be in front of the camera, but this has been a long time coming. We've been trying to get the show together off the ground for many, many months, almost a year, but we're here, and we're here to entertain you and inform you about what's going on. We're going to talk a lot about mental health awareness because, you know, it's really close to home with me about mental health awareness. We're going to talk a lot about mental health awareness, a lot about things that are going on in the neighborhood and everything like that. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my background. When I was around 8 years old, my grandfather sent me a keyboard. And I found it kind of strange because I never met him before, and as a matter of fact, I didn't even know that he knew that I existed. So he sent it to me. I played around with it a little bit, but I really didn't get that much into it. Maybe a year later, he came to live with my aunt, and my aunt lived downstairs from me. Within a few days, he said, go get the keyboard. So I went upstairs and got a keyboard, and then he started teaching me blues notes, jazz, and everything. Finally, he told me how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. And let me tell you, I played that Mary Had a Little Lamb all day, every day. Mary Had a Little Lamb. Mary Had a Little Lamb. I know it drove my family crazy, but I was just so excited that I was able to play something on the piano. So then, as I got older, I started taking piano lessons, guitar lessons, and then I got into other instruments like the drums and the bass. When I was around 11 years old, I wrote my first song called Somebody Tell Me Why, and I composed it. Then I started my own singing group called Daylight. Now, I think if we had what we had now back then, we definitely would have made it, because now, you know, we have SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube. We didn't have all of that back then. So if we would have had that back then, I definitely know we would have made it. But we had a great time, and it was good while it lasted, so big ups to Daylight. So when I was around 12 years old, I wrote my first play called The Meaning of Easter, which was performed at my church, Corinthian Baptist Church. Shout out to Corinthian. And it was a success. It was a great success. Everybody liked it. So from there, I went on to make at least 7 more plays. I wrote songs for the plays as well. When I turned around 15, 16, I wrote my first screenplay called The Keys of Life. So right now, I'm going to play a piece that I've composed. It's called Grandpa's Music Theory. And I named it that because I took from what my grandfather taught me and what I've learned in music theory lessons, and I put it together as one. So here's a song I composed called Grandpa's Music Theory. sure you don't understand the situation, as I said, I'm going to be interviewing people who have beaten the odds and people who I believe are trying to make this world a better place. So your special guest today is going to be, drum roll please, me, Protege. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my situation. When I was around 16 years old, there was one night that changed my life forever. I woke up in the middle of the night and I started seeing flashing lights and colors and the room was spinning around. I thought that was kind of weird, but I didn't think too much of it at first. And then it started happening more and more, so I went online and looked up the symptoms of a brain tumor because that's what I thought I had. Which is something that I would not suggest that people do. Do not go online to look up symptoms of an illness because you know what? You start feeling the symptoms. Your mind is a very, very powerful weapon, so when you see things, you're really going to think you have the symptoms. For example, when I looked at the symptoms, one of them said neck pain, so I thought, well, you know, my neck has been hurting a little bit lately. Then it said visual hallucination. Oh, I'm seeing these bright colors. Then it was saying, oh, severe headache. Oh, I have been having a lot of headaches. You know, it was just an ongoing thing. But I did keep it to myself for a little bit. I didn't really want anyone to know what was going on because I wanted to figure out what was going on with me first. But then I had my first anxiety attack, and that's when everybody kind of paid attention more to it. I went to the emergency room. They didn't really do too much. They just sent me home saying maybe it was just anxiety. So from there, when I was in high school, I used to have anxiety attacks every day. I used to stay in my social worker's office because I couldn't even go to class at Henry Steiner High School. It came to the point where I couldn't even go back to school my junior year. I couldn't finish the rest of my junior year because of what was going on, because I ended up in the hospital because I was a danger to myself. And that whole experience really changed my life because as I'm going upstairs into the area, I kept saying, I don't belong here, I don't belong here. And the nurse said to me, none of these kids belong here. And she was absolutely right. None of those kids belong there. So that was, and there was a lot of kids that they were worse than me. They had like a lot of problems and everything. And it was tough being there just to watch these kids have all these mental health issues at such a young age. So when I got out of the hospital, they still didn't know what was wrong with me. So I went to another psychiatrist and they said, they diagnosed me with schizoaffective disorder, which is between bipolar and schizophrenia, which with other symptoms. So once I got the diagnosis, then it was time for me to get the right combination of medication and therapy. But before then, you know, I was, as I said, I was suffering from depression, thoughts of hurting myself, which had me end up in the hospital. But once, like I said, once I got the diagnosis, then I was able to treat the illness. Now, I know you're wondering why I'm sharing something so personal. I was never ashamed of my illness. I feel like if I had diabetes, I would have to take the insulin to get better. So the same thing with my illness, schizoaffective disorder. I have to take my medication to get better. I have to go to therapy. I have to take care of myself, nutrition-wise, everything. So after I got the right combination of medication and therapy, I actually started feeling a little bit better. It really breaks my heart because every time I'm on Facebook and I scroll down, I'm always seeing kids under the age of 13 committing suicide because they're being bullied or because they don't want people to know they have a mental illness. Parents, please pay attention to your children, like what's going on with them. If they seem to be acting differently, or, you know, make sure you look at the signs because we need to stop this epidemic of young kids committing suicide. So right now I'm going to do a little poem called a mental health poem, and I hope that it can help you realize what I've been through, how I'm going, and how things are right now. This is my story. Not quite sure how I feel. I'm hearing, seeing things that are not even real. So hard for me to stay strong when I know there's something wrong. I'm feeling down and I'm feeling blue. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Just pray somebody will help me get through. In my feel about living this mental illness, and my mind feel like I can take it, and my heart feels like I'm gonna make it. Despite all I've been through, I can take it. Right now, it's still brand new. I'm gonna make it. This illness not gonna control me. I'm still gonna be the best I can be. I'm gonna make it. And I made it, so I made it. They said I wasn't gonna graduate from high school on time. I ended up graduating from high school on time. And in 2015, I graduated from New Jersey State University with a bachelor's in media arts. So I just want to let you all know that just because you face challenges and obstacles in your life, it doesn't mean you can't achieve great things, that one day you'll find the keys of your life, which is the book that I've written, The Keys of Life. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the segment, What's the Sitch? Where I'm going to talk about pop culture, relationships, and things like that. Right now, I want to talk about the two people that I look up to mostly in the industry right now. Number one, I would say, is Michael Jackson. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. It was funny because I remember being 3 years old, and my father took me to the record store, and he said, well, get whatever you want. So me being 3 years old, I didn't know what to get. I didn't know what was going on. So then I see a white tape, and it's the Michael Jackson Bad album. And I took that I purchased the tape. Well, my father purchased the tape. When I got home, I put it in my little first Sony. I don't remember about that. And it's been a wrap ever since. I've always been a big Michael Jackson fan. I don't care what anyone says about Michael. You can't deny his talent. He's the greatest of all time in my eyes. He's the greatest entertainer of all times. And matter of fact, I have a clip of me actually doing Michael Jackson moves, because I do have the Michael Jackson moves. So roll that clip. Now dance. Yeah, so you see I had the Michael moves going. And finally, another person I look up to in the industry is Queen Latifah. She's more than a triple threat: actor, rapper, singer, entrepreneur. She does so much. I remember meeting her for the first time, well, the only time. It was at the Tapex Tour to You tour. And as I was only 16 years old, and I had a teddy bear, and I had someone fix the shirt that said Queen Latifah on it. So as we got closer and closer to her, I started getting more and more nervous. So when I got to her, I said, oh, this is for you. And she said, no one's ever given me a gift before. So I felt a little weak, I had to hold on. And then my cousin was like, Queen, I think she's gonna pass out. But I didn't pass out, I was fine. So that was one of the best days of my life, meeting her. I hope I can meet her again one day. I'm gonna end with my favorite rhyme from her, which was from her song Winky's Theme, which was dedicated to her brother. And this is how it went. I'm trying to take my time on this rhyme, but it's busting from the seams like the fantasy and eagerness of dreams. Moving all around here, so I'm thinking leaps and bounds. There's so much you can say, no time to write it down. I'm skipping this, I'm skipping that, I've overflowed my cup. I'm flowing kinda quick, I hope you can keep up. Everything ain't cool just cause you slapped me on my hand. It ain't about me, all of you just got to understand. Latifah never was a teacher, never was a preacher, never was a saint, never was conceited, never was defeated. Sometimes I get tired, sometimes I wanna faint, but I never shut up when things piss me off. And if I got to curse you to get my point across, that's what I gotta do. That's how it gotta be. I got an angel watching over me. You don't understand. Yeah, so join us next week. You don't understand situations that make you try to feel. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in a few minutes.